Hi, I'm Belinda Fenty.
And I'm Pauline Nakaria.
Welcome to Let's React podcast, the show where we dive into the world of entertainment.
Yeah, we'll share our experiences, the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Join us every week as we bring you stories, industry insights, and captivating conversations.
Let's React podcast, where the spotlight shines on our stories and the magic of Black British talent.
Hello and welcome back to Let's React podcast. We're so grateful to have you with us. I'm your co-host, Belinda Fenty, and with me is the wonderful Pauline. How's your week been?
It's been good. I realized you're on my laptop speaker the whole time.
Oh, wow. You've been missing out on my quality, beautiful... Oh, my gosh. First of all, you didn't plug your mic in, and now you don't have your headphones plugged in. You're like this mixture of, like... hyperactive meets completely unfocused.
Man. Yo,
You woke up at 2:30 in the morning, so let's give you some grace.
Do you know what? I feel like I don't want to plug it in just in case it starts echoing for you.
Let's try it. Because the thing is, my voice needs to be heard directly into your ears. You know, it would be wrong not to. Can you hear that? Can you hear how much better it is?
Oh,
there you go.
So good.
You see? Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, what can I say?
I'm going to have a nap in the afternoon.
Let me plant a little message to Pauline here. Hi, Pauline. You don't know this, but I'm talking. And oh my God, I sound like someone totally different. Hey, I'm gonna do some ASMR. Hello and welcome back to the Let's React podcast. Rewind! So, Pauline, how's your week been?
Yeah, my week has been great. It's actually been quite busy because I'm going on holiday next week. Needed a break. And so I've been trying to get everything done, ready to go, or, have less work to do when I'm abroad. But it's been a like tying up loose ends type of week for me. Yeah, what about yourself, love?
Do you know what? Sorry, I can't let this go. Just because I know it's a detour, but we will come back to me. You're going to Slovakia, right?
Yes.
Perfect. How do you feel about taking holidays? Do you ever worry about its impact on your acting career?
I do, actually, because actually really thinking about it now, it's like always sod's law that every time you book a holiday or you decide to go away, some nice job comes in and you're not available. And it's like you have to book a holiday every time just so your mind would say, I'm going on holiday. And then just the universe will be like, wait.
It's so true.
So I guess what I started thinking of it as, do you know what, I'll just book it. If it's such a good job and I actually even get it and I'm okay to cancel the holiday, I'll do that. Because you know what? Okay, that's it. That's what happens. Because otherwise I'll never go on holiday.
Yeah.
And then I'll never get a nice job come through either.
Exactly. And we need some self-care, self-love.
Yeah, exactly that. But one of the things I did about tying up loose ends type thing is I put my dates on Tagmin, which I'd already kind of done when I booked the holiday. But obviously a week before I'm going away, I just want to make sure my agent remembers. Just said, oh, hi, I'm going away next week. It'll be abroad, but I'm going to take all my stuff, screen drop, microphone, all the little bits that I usually use, tripod, all that stuff. So I can still do self-tapes. If there's jobs that is just going to be a self-tape casting or casting from photos and is filming abroad or filming somewhere else, I'm happy to travel from there if I get a job. So I was like, just whatever, submit me for anything that is, that allows me to travel from wherever I am. If it's based on a self-tape or
Yeah.
a photo, especially like stills when they do a lot of posters and things like that. Sometimes
Sure.
they just
That's
cast for a
true.
photo, or they get you to do a self-tape.
I say something quite similar. I say you can sub me for TV, film, and high-paid commercials still. Because then, like you say, it could be an incredible opportunity, and you can always cut short your holiday.
Yes.
Desperately find a last-minute flight if you need to.
Oh, on that note, actually, I know it's a fairly new thing now, self-tapes, but what place have you ever recorded a self-tape where you're thinking, there's no other time to do it, or there's no place for you to do it properly, but you need to get it done?
The weirdest place, most inconvenient place was I was in LA. I didn't really have a space to self-tape.
Okay.
I was moving from LA to Yosemite, like I think that day.
Oh, wow.
So I did do one on a beach. I did, because the thing is, indoor venues were too noisy and too many people. So it really was nowhere else.
Oh my God.
And that
How did it go?
I didn't get the job, but it was really stressful actually. But you do what you can, right? You do what you can.
Yeah.
It was like a juicy one as well. It's like a zombie film or something.
Yeah.
Not the best sound quality, but you just hope that if you're right for the job, they're going to see beyond what's going on behind. They might be quite jealous, like, what? Because, sunny beach. And they're casting from the UK. That one I had to be American as well. But the great thing was I'd been in California for about a couple of weeks. So and when I go into those zones, I often pretend I am from there, and I think, okay, well, this is great practice because I'm immersed in it. And if I'm challenged, I can just say, oh, I went to school in England, or I lived there for a year, so sometimes it creeps back in, or I'm half British. But actually, I fooled a lot of people. Yeah, one American director who I worked with, because I did a showreel scene out there. He just said, like, at the end, I said, oh, shall I try this in my English accent? And he was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, that's my actual accent. And he was like, no. He said that he thought I was just like Ivy League American, And I thought, oh cool, nailed it. And then one guy who I met at Coachella Festival, I was American all night, and then I got tired of it like about 3 hours later. Where I was like, yeah, by the way, I'm not. And he was actually mortified. He kind of lost interest. But I was like, yes, I actually managed to fool him enough for him to believe that I was American, enough that he's vexed now.
Nailed it.
Yeah, exactly, nailed it. He's cool.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. What about yourself in terms of, either tricking people with accents or weird places that you've done self-tapes?
I've also done similar self-tape in the park. It was at the time when I just started, because I thought I'm getting into the characters. The scene is meant to be like in the park type thing. I overthought it. I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the park and just film a tape. And it was busy as well. I didn't think I went to do it. But because I was already there, I was committed. I just didn't didn't get the job either. But then accents. I think when I was practicing my Caribbean, I used to apply for as many jobs as I could. And I think they were doing like a documentary, and it was like a talent search type thing. And I found out later it was actually on BBC at that point. But they were basically looking for characters or Caribbean descent, and you had to basically speak and sing that type of thing. So at that point, they were just focused on the singing bit. And because I applied for everything by myself, I read the full email, but I didn't see the attachments or links or whatever they'd sent, and I was waiting for these links. So I just emailed back and I said, you said to prepare a song for the audition, and the audition is in 2 days' time. And they're like, oh yes, we sent this out like last week or something. And I was like, I didn't get anything. And then I checked the emails again, and then I got another email through as I was checking it, and it was like, oh, you need to prepare this song. And I was like, oh, I'd been practicing my own song, because I was like, they said to get a song, practice it, and that's what you'll be doing. I get the song, and it's a Whitney Houston song.
Oh, nice, easy one then.
Yeah, right. And then I emailed back and I said, oh, I didn't know and realize that this is the song we had to prepare prepare. Is there any point in me coming to the audition because I don't feel prepared to do this song because practice this song, which was Alicia Keys' song because she was more in my range.
Mhm.
And then they were like, oh no, just come through. We'll still love to see you, all that stuff. What I think they were doing, they were trying to get numbers in and things like that. So when I realized I had kind of practiced the song. It's not like I didn't know the song anyway, but I just felt very unprepared. And people were going up doing this song. Everyone was doing the same song, getting up, doing the song.
Yeah, that must have been a bit awkward.
I got up and I said, I didn't prepare the song. I literally just said, I've only got it just yesterday. Yeah. And they were like, oh, what song did you prepare? And I said, which song I had. And they were like, oh, because we're doing this is more like a Whitney Houston type thing. Again, I didn't know that bit. And I was like, okay. And so they were like, oh, we'll give you the lyrics. Hear the lyrics so you can just sing the song. That's
wow.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
And you know where you're in the room, there's other people in the room.
All practice there. And
everyone's practicing the thing banging out their high.
Oh, no. That's a nightmare.
Yes, babes. That's
and you had to be Jamaican as well.
Yeah, so
in that one,
that bit for the singing, I think they just wanted to hear the singing, and I just did the song, but I only did the bridge and the chorus.
God,
and that was it.
How did you feel doing it?
Oh, I hated every minute. The performer side of me just went, you know what? Whatever, just do it. And
Say
so
yes.
I just like, okay. And I just got the paper, took a deep breath. They said playing the song, playing a bit, and then I just did the song. And then I left. I actually left the audition because they were meant to do that thing where they're cutting them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, this, thank you for coming, thank you for this.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
You
I know
yourself.
what their decision is gonna be.
It's so funny.
I left. That was like one of the worst auditions. I left and I just emailed back and I said I didn't really enjoy the audition. I felt like it went terrible because I didn't realize I had to prepare the song until it was too late, and I still came anyway because you encouraged me to come. But I left early because I had to go to work. It was what I said. But I got an email back and they were like, oh, we'd love to see you for the acting bits. So I don't know if they were maybe thinking for another role. And that's when I was like, oh. And they were like, oh, that will be next week. And I was like, oh, okay. So I have a week to prepare my Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened. So I said listening more. The thing is, I had friends who were, from Caribbean. And I was surrounded by it, but when you never really think of it.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. Doing it's very different to like hearing it and actually kind of knowing it.
Pay attention to it.
Yeah, and how your mouth is forming the sound. And
So what I thought of, I'll just think of one person I know and talk like that person.
Yeah.
And so I think I remember just then talking to this friend of mine and he was like, he started freezing up because he realized, and I was like, I wish I hadn't told him that I want to listen to his accent. He felt like I was scrutinizing him.
Oh, he was getting performance anxiety.
But the thing is, he used to be a tour manager for bands from Jamaica touring in the UK, reggae and all that stuff, all the different styles of reggaeton and things like that. So I then was like, okay, you know what? Let me do a journal, like an article about your life and your experience and things like that. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, are you sure, Pauline? I was like, yeah, I'm very sure. And then that's what I ended up doing. And,
I love it.
But then when I'd still do it, I would still sound like an Irish pirate. I go into a weird, yeah. And I was like, no, that's not right. So then I told him what I was doing, and then he said, oh, you need to listen to patois. And I was like, huh? What is that? I've never heard of patois.
Okay.
I knew slangs.
Yeah.
But I never really thought of them as, it's kind of like in Africa where you have pidgin English or whatever.
I was going to say, it's quite similar.
But I never really thought that they had that in the Caribbean as well. I mean, I don't know why, but, my brain just didn't go that way. So so then I just let myself listen. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and I realized I was going Irish because the T and the H, like the H is silent, so things. Thing, like.
And there's a musicality as well that is similar, I think, to both Irish and West Country and Welsh. Yeah, like the sing-song. So,
So then I started listening more to that. And then, but obviously by the time I still went to the audition, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't great. And I didn't get it.
But then, not necessarily because of the accent, right?
Yeah, but then, years later, I auditioned for a musical that was going to be produced by someone from the Caribbean. And I auditioned on Skype, big up Skype. And I got it. She loved my Caribbean accent.
Yay!
She said it was nice because she said she's like, it had a nice musicality to it, which she wanted because of
nice musicality to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she, and she would speak and she was like, Pauline, when you speak, you feel the music. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
And I really wanted it, and I did it. Yeah, I would get the formerly
backside.
known Kristen Bale with his high school girls and things like that. Even singing, with a Caribbean accent, But that was fun, and that was one of those accents where I had to. Yeah, that was my fun.
That's gorgeous. I love it.
It feels like such a long time ago. It is, but like
you're a different person.
I'm a completely different person.
Yeah, with the same core, but it's like we're reborn multiple times.
Because even how I approach things now is completely different. How I think about things now is completely different.
Yeah, I'm a lot more relaxed about it all. Because I think having done some casting as well, you realise how a lot of decisions are nothing to do with you. Don't take it personally. And actually, if you just show yourself and be who you are and, obviously do all the prep, but it's out of your hands.
Yes.
I don't overstress. I don't overanalyze. I don't think, what do they want? Because I know that I've seen auditions where the person's not even spoken, or they've said maybe one word and I've gone, yes! That's her. That's the character.
Yeah.
And that's not about their acting. That's about their essence and what they look like and the energy that they give off and the look. So, So I go a lot easier on myself. I'm just like, cool. Just enjoy this audition if you can be. In fact, I had 6 auditions in the last week. It was a busy week. Yeah. So fingers crossed the universe, let's bring some of them back. It's like,
she's going on holiday.
Yeah, I love that. 6 auditions and 1 medical interview. So it was pretty intense.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. One of them, I think I told you, was such a quick turnaround, 8 pages long. So, they're just like, can we have it back? And you're like, quick turnaround. You're like, oh my gosh, there's so many lines. But again, I was just like, I can just do the best that I can do. And there we go.
Did you have to do an accent for any of them? Or?
Did I have to do an accent? Definitely not for the long one, the 8-page one, which was beautiful. It was fine. It's a horror. It's a horror film. Yeah. Oh, my fingers are so crossed. Can't even remember what it was. It was such a blur. A few commercials, music video. Oh, TV, but no, that was English. No accents this week.
Yeah, I love doing music videos. I fairly love doing those because even though they can cast from photos or self-tapes, when you do get them, I've done a couple of them, it's just nice when you're on set because everyone's just chilled or stressed depending on when you're on. And I remember when I did the Rick Astley music video for Beautiful Life and I was heavily pregnant and it was so hot. And it was in a studio with all these lights. But I was just excited to be there. I was so happy to be working because no one really wants to hire a pregnant woman because of all the risks. The insurance is high, I've been told. By a producer. Like, you're so great. It's just insurance. It's so high. And so they get an actor to just wear a bump.
Oh, wow.
So it was just nice that was about 7 months as well. So
Yeah.
I'm quite,
Yeah, pretty advanced.
ready any minute, and
Yeah,
besides
literally.
me, I was humongous, but they had me on, and I was so excited. And
yeah, and it looks great, that music video.
Thank you. And
you rocked it.
Oh, thanks, Babs. Just did a few times here and there because they didn't want
I just did me.
They were like, "Oh, Colleen, we're not going to do as many takes as everybody else, so you have to nail this." And I'm like,
no pressure.
Right. Okay. And yeah, so because we had to learn the song as well, the lyrics to the song, really good vibes. And yeah, so I'd already learned the song, and I'd do one take of the song, and then he'll be like, "Okay, you need to do this bit here, that, bow, 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 bow." And it just also played into me having to listen to the director and the choreographer, the movement director, just literally what they wanted. I started off in heels because I was like, I can wear heels. I can do this in heels. And then I was like, I think I'll just wear flats. Is that all right? And they're like, yeah, whatever you want.
That sounds so much fun.
That was exciting. So the reason why I brought up music videos, and when you said music videos, I just, there was one or two that I heard back from and still waiting.
Oh, cool.
But don't know.
Mine had, my audition was roughly 8 minutes long. They had 3 scenes that they wanted me to. So it was actually quite labour intensive, but fun as well.
Yeah.
You know how some people have a thing for the sound of things going on in the mouth? So this is going to make our podcast world famous. Everyone's going to tune in for this. Oh yeah. Oh my God. There you go. Done. Nailed it. You did so well. You did so well.
I was trying to laugh so loud and then breathe. And I'll go, #OnlyFans.
I mean, I do it. Oh, maybe I should do it. I never thought about doing an OnlyFans just for my voice.
Look, we once went into this conversation, with a friend of mine. Literally anything goes.
Yeah.
And it was because there was a video post. This guy did this video post thanking his girlfriend's OnlyFans. I think he had no idea what OnlyFans was. And then so you just see this guy holding money, like a wad of cash, and just so excited. I don't know if it was set up or if it was real, but it looked real. Yeah. And because the reason why I feel like it was real was because her face was the one that says, "Please shut up. Please don't post this." But it was live.
That's so funny.
It was live. You know, when someone's like, "Oh my God, I want to thank my girlfriend's friends. She only started like a few weeks ago, and oh, look at this money. Oh my God." And he's just doing this money like this going, and she's just like
frozen. She's
just
frozen face, mortified.
Should anyone tell him?
Oh, that's so funny.
And even the comments are like, I think someone needs to tell him what OnlyFans is. I don't know if he did another video when he found out. I don't know if he found out. I don't know. I think he probably did. But I swear there was another
If you find it for me, you have to send me the clip. There was an actor in London, I don't know if you saw, who, he's not well known. He put his headshot and his, number and, I don't know, this is my CV, all on posters and basically put them all over the walls of central London.
Right.
Which is obviously totally illegal. So you'd be walking around, especially around, I remember seeing there's a few around London Bridge, but they were everywhere. Yeah. Kind of hire me. You'd be like, oh my gosh, he's literally doing something illegal with his face and his number on it. Do you know what I mean?
Technically, the only profession in the world.
Wait. Yeah. Wait,
Your
what?
number out there.
Yeah.
Call me. I'm available. Yeah. Oh man. I know an actor who's I know actually a few actors have been around like Covent Garden passing their CVs out.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, to especially outside of studios or
Gosh.
director offices and just going.
Oh man, we're so desperate as a species.
I mean, it depends.
Hire me,
You know?
hire me, hire me.
You just go, hey, are you a producer, director for film, TV? Okay.
Yeah.
It
feels a bit desperate to me anyway,
Yeah.
which is off-putting.
Quite hard to do. Yeah.
But
I mean,
at the same time, I'm not judging, I'm just saying how it feels. Like, I get, do what you can, but it's like...
I'm judging.
I would never judge. What? I'm enlightened, Pauline. One does not judge.
There's a TV show, Mood. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I have not.
So Mood is a TV show, and it was actually cast by Shaheen Bey, and it's written and features Nicole Lecky. It's basically where she's a musician, a singer. She wants to be a singer, and
her face looks familiar to me.
Yeah, and then she dreams up these worlds where these clips where she's like in a music video. She's like, yo, and you're like, okay, girl, yeah. And then reality sets in. Kind of similar to like Dreaming Whilst Black type thing, that style of it. And the reality is like, nah, she's not. And so she basically tries to earn a living, tries to pay for recording studio time, get money to do all this stuff, but cannot do it because there's no moment for her to get a breakthrough and all this stuff. So she then, because when we talk about OnlyFans, then she joins or meets someone who has like this Instagram account, but they have so many followers, but she does extra bits where, takes her whatever off and things like that. It's a bit more frisque.
Oh la la.
So yeah, she gets into that world of making money like that.
So now that we've gotten onto that, because that interests me. Yeah. What have you got as your boundaries when it comes to nudity or partial nudity in your acting?
I normally say no nudity because I guess maybe now that I'm older, probably I wouldn't mind as much because now you have choreographers, what do they call them again?
Intimacy coordinators.
Yes, intimacy coordinators now, which is great. But also, I think it was more for me when I was younger to protect myself from being exploited by people. They were like, oh, it'll be a bit of nudity. And they're like, you ask what kind of nudity? And they're like, oh, you'll just be in a bra and your knickers. But then they wanted to do different things. So I think it's more in the context of what it's for, what it is. What does it bring to the scene? How does that fit into the character? Not just randomly saying, especially sexualizing women, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So have you changed your settings on Tagman for nudity to yes now, or no? Is it still no?
It's still no, but I think it's more like a conversation I would have with my agent, depending on the role.
Yeah.
But if they really want me for the role, I would hope that that wouldn't be too much of a bother.
Sure.
Because even though as actors you're expected to be able to it's a character, it's not you, it's a character, there's still you, like there's a part of you that's still on that screen, that's
totally
still being seen, and so you just want to be able to be like, I'm not comfortable, like even just watching a self-tape, I'm cringing at looking at my face move, my mouth move, so then seeing my body, I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't be comfortable with it. Just said to my agent, it's just something we can talk about. What about yourself?
It's an incredibly vulnerable thing, being nude, I think, in general, whether it's in your private life or on screen. And for me, I've been leaning into my vulnerability because I feel that it's a way that other people connect to you even more. Don't get me wrong, I completely agree with you in terms of when it's totally gratuitous or you're being exploited, and that's a no. So I have, as my settings, I've got yes to nudity and partial nudity, but of course there's the caveat that I would need to be happy with the way in which it's used. If it's
Okay.
used to, reduce or minimize women, or just if it's like male gazy, then I'm not going to be down for that. But if it's something that's like a beautiful, maybe intimate moment that highlights a relationship between two people on screen, or even if it is, say, something that was violent to tell someone's story, then I'd be open to that too. I've auditioned for one thing that had nudity. It was a VR film, and I was down to the last 2 people actually. I didn't get it in the end, but I had my recall, and I was final 2. But that was like mostly women in the production. It wasn't something kind of tacky and like vulgar. It was actually just something quite beautiful.
No voyeurism.
Or I don't know. I think if there is voyeurism, I think there are different degrees of voyeurism.
True.
Yeah, like definitely. I think as an artist, I'm a bit of a voyeur in all capacities, and I think we all are to a degree, and that's why we love reality TV shows. That's why they're a big hit. Things like Love Island and past Big Brother. It's because people love being that fly on the wall. Let's not pretend we don't. But if it's like just, let's make this woman some subordinate thing, or like, let's just perv on her, then nah. But if it's deeper, then let's have the conversation. Let's do it. But like you say, also, it's like you've almost got to distance yourself from the outcome, because once it's on screen, if you're like in the moment, you don't want to be thinking about, my fat bulge, or I don't like that,
my brioche rolls.
My
brioche roll. Hang on. Oh no, it's a muffin top. What can I do?
You just want to be connected and focused on your partner. And when I'm really connected, I forget everything else anyway. But watching it back afterwards, it will have to be some of your self-love work, giving yourself grace.
Just skip that bit or leave the screaming at that point. Suddenly, my phone is so interesting. What's that phone? Yo, have you seen this?
You don't want your parents or like, I don't know, maybe siblings even watching that. It's kind of awkward. I don't want to be with them if they're watching it anyway.
There's someone I know, when I was doing a theatre show, she said that she did a play where there was violence against women as well. But the scene that she was doing wasn't domestic violence or anything like that, or rape. I think it was a sex scene. And parents came to see the show, caught in a child, and they did it. And she said she doesn't know why, but they were sat right at the front.
Oh no.
And so then she just did this show where she just had her parents at the front watching her. I said, how did you do it? She's like, you know what? I just went for go big or go home, or just don't do anything. And she didn't tell the other actor she was, doing a scene with, because she didn't want to put him off.
Yeah.
So then after the show, she's talked to parents and she's like, oh, what did you think of the show? And her dad was like, actually, it was really great. It was beautiful. It was very nice to see you doing your thing. And I was like, yo, did they not say anything? She's like, oh yeah, my dad was cool. My mom was like, her mom not saying anything but looking at her like, she was like, the one time I'm doing a show and I've not really invited them, they decide to come because my sister's like, I think her sister set it up.
Ew, what do I do this time now that she's gone? I think I will talk in totally like, bro. Hey, bro. Yo, bro. Oh my God, she's back. Bro, you're totally back. Oh my God, bro.
I think I was going to say something about how Halle Berry was paid this amount of money for that scene in that film with Hugh Jackman where she had her boobs out, where he's a hacker, and basically she sat in a chair. She was just in her knickers, so you get to see her boobs for like 8 or 9 seconons or something like that, and she got paid like a massive amount of money for that.
Okay.
And I remember.
Right.
I remember thinking, if someone offered me that amount of money,
yeah,
Well, of course, darling. You can look at my tits however long you want.
Exactly. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess I can get therapy with the money for trauma that this is causing me. That's fine. There'll be plenty left over.
Yeah. Now I'm older, yeah, I'll probably consider it. But yeah, back then when I was younger, yeah. So like, no, I'm good. And also because now I'm just more confident, like you said, as a person. You just think, oh, you know what? That's who I am. You know.
Yeah. You know what? I prefer not to invite my family. I really do, because, I mean, I used to.
Yeah.
But you know one story. You in the hell know one story that you keep bringing up. But I don't blame you. All right, I'll tell the story. So I was doing a play called Fen, which is quite dark and, it's quite like serious. And anyway, my mum came along, and after the show, I was like, what do you think? And the only thing that she had to say was, you should have creamed your feet. My feet were dry. That was the critical appraisal. And I just thought, oh my God, I was like crying my guts up and like, talking about the human experience of life. And I should have cleaned my feet. I mean, she was right. She was right. But like, nah. To sum up, I was going to say, family can be really brutal, and my artist doesn't want that, so I just stopped inviting them.
Yeah.
Because it's coming from a good place, but really, I don't need any negative comments. I don't. I just need your love and support. I don't want to do this amazing performance that I love and I'm proud of, and then for you to tell me that I should have moisturised my feet. So yeah, I learn.
Oh, that's funny. I love that stuff. I always tell it to people I know, especially when they have ashy feet or whatever. I'm like, did I ever tell you the story of a young actor who was confidently told by their parent about ashy feet? Let me tell you about that tale.
I was probably lucky that she didn't come up on stage with a tub of cream.
You need some E45. You need some cream.
Cocoa butter.
And Vaseline. Oh, I love that song.
It's a song.
Yeah. Do you know that song? And I remember thinking, your face is dry. You need some E45. You need some cream, cocoa butter, and Vaseline.
No, I like it though.
I might just play that clip.
Yeah!
Find that clip. Big up.
Nice
Shout out to Mandem, man.
What
Recommendations for the nation.
Recommendations for the nation. Recommendations for the nation.
Recommendations for the nation. Recommendations for the nation. But yeah, my recommendation for this week is a book, because I actually really thought about what Kumbi said about how less people are reading as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be like a shout out to the writer and the publication if they're doing an audiobook. I'm just saying, I'm available in all forms. Yes, and yes. So my recommendation for this week is a book called The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. It's going to be a trilogy. The writer's already released 2 books, and it's basically where fantasy meets African folklore. And it is... I've already said before on the show, I love fantasy type, folklore stories, mixing and things like that. And this is basically about women and how we see ourselves and as teenagers. She's a young writer, but I would recommend it for everyone, and how their blood is gold. These women are secluded from society because their blood runs gold.
It sounds amazing.
It's so good.
Wow. I'm just going to volunteer to act in it too when it's made into a TV show.
When you read it, please, I beg you, just read the first book. I don't know if I can share it on my Kindle books. Read the first book. You'll be like, yeah, I can play that role. I know who can be that role. It's very diverse. She touches on all cultures, like in sense of where people are from, the skin tone. The lead character is a dark-skinned teenage girl. And it's just... So it's nice.
Nice. Okay, so I was very fortunate this week to have been taken to the theatre, and boy, did it please me. Oh my God, I was so hyped.
Yeah.
So I was taken to see The Effect at the National Theatre.
Nice.
Yeah, starring Papa and Taylor. But wow, like this play was everything. The writing was phenomenal. The staging was phenomenal. Simple, effective. The music and the way they used the music and lighting just even before the actors came on. I don't want to give any spoilers, but it was genius, and also like it reached into your heart, like it was so visceral. The whole it was an experience. So the acting was phenomenal. The story is very clever. It appeals to my scientific medical side too, because it's centered around clinical trials, and it questions what it is to love, and and what's real and what's not real. So yeah, it's fascinating. I loved it. I gave it a standing ovation. I couldn't not. And then I was so energized that I couldn't get on the tube afterwards. I had to just walk through the streets of London because I was just like, I couldn't even listen to music. I was just like, wired.
Buzzing.
So yeah. Nice. So the effect. Go see it now. National Theatre, London. Yes.
When is it on until? Do you know?
Yeah, it's on until September, sometime in September. So yeah.
So I'll probably have a chance to see it as well.
Do it. Oh my gosh, no regrets.
That's lovely. I mean, it's a great episode. I love this.
Absolutely.
So what we've done. I'll actually talk about I helped a casting theatre with casting last week. I just remembered.
Oh yeah.
And then did some press work. Short film I did last year. But we'll talk about it next time. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
As always, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to next week.
We do indeed. We hope you look forward to it too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.